y'all? What's up with your boy Romantz? Coming through with another video, kind of a PSA video, if you will. And I wanted to, this is really a direct message to all my Facebook friends, okay? If you're watching this, you're obviously my Facebook friend. I'm going to post this on Facebook, and it's taken me a lot of, I'm kind of afraid to make this post. It's taking courage, like when you hear about, like, how it takes courage to come out of the closet, or it took courage for Caitlyn Jennings to become Caitlyn Jennings, or whatever. I feel like I'm finally feeling something like that, and it has to do with a choice that I've recently made, where I really feel, you always hear women say, well, I made a choice to have a baby. I made a choice to have a baby in a career. A choice. I'm a woman. I had a right to do this. I had a right as a woman. Like, finally, as a man, I made a choice as a man. And I really feel good about it for something I did and something that's going on in my life right now. I'm pretty excited about, and a lot of you aren't gonna like it, especially the women that I'm friends with. A lot of you are gonna talk shit on what I'm about to say. A lot of you are trained and gassed up by society to hate on what I'm about to say. Now, you've probably heard me talk about it the last couple days. My posts have sort of transformed and changed from being about history and music to most of my posts are about this MGTAW thing, okay? And a lot of you probably don't even know what it is yet. I didn't. I just found out about it less than 2 weeks ago, and since I've dropped myself into this world, it's called, when this happens to a man now, what's called taking the red pill. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. When you see me take the red pill, you finally became woke to the fact that, like, you are being hated on, you are being, there's a sexist assault against you. Everything you do is wrong. Anytime you express your opinion, you are wrong for doing it. What I'm doing right now is me being a douchebag, a bitch, a creepy old dude, whining about his life, and I need to stop it. Like, that's what society is telling this movement, and I couldn't be happier to be part of it because of that. And I couldn't be happier that it's misunderstood like that as well. So what is MGTOW? Okay, I want you to be aware, and I'm saying this because to all my friends, I do want to retain you. All of you who are my Facebook friends, there's three major categories of women that I am friends with on Facebook, okay? The first category is wives of my girlfriends. That is the highest, or wives of my homeboys, and girlfriends of my homeboys, and mothers of my homeboys' children. It's like, those you are, that is as high up as it goes. That is an honor. To be a mother of one of my dog's children's is a big honor to me. So you aren't going nowhere if you don't like to hear this. Again, all you women, if you don't want to hear this shit, I'm asking you, please, instead of shitting on me and putting me down and starting controversy and starting a fight, if you could respect that I'm doing this as a man and not shit on me. And if you don't want to hear it, just defriend me and, like, get me out of the picture rather than like put me down for it. At least have that civility to not mock me for what I'm trying to do here, because I'm trying to improve myself. And I also am, all MGTOWs are trying to respect feminism. We're just trying to do, you know what I mean, we're doing it the only way that we feel there is left to do it. So I have friends, you know, my friends, girlfriends, and wives. That's number one. Number two is women that I grew up with, women that I went to school with. If you are from Allentown, if you're from the east side, the south side, you went to Dira, for you anything to do with who I grew up with, you're in. I'm not hating on you. I'm not after you. I'm not out to fuck you. I'm not trying to game on you. You're just a good person that happens to be the opposite sex of me, and I do want to retain you as my friend. I have philosophies that are pro-men because I feel that I've been taken advantage of by society and by women on a whole. And if you don't like it, again, just keep it moving. Defriend me, you know what I'm saying? But I still like you. I love you. And even if you hate me, I'm going to spend the rest of my life protecting your values and your safety, your children. I am here as a man. That's what we do. That's what men are naturally supposed to do, provide and protect. And that's what we're going to keep doing, even if they, like, make it illegal for us to do that, which it seems like they're doing. But all right, and then the third group of women that I need, and this, I guess, kind of everyone else falls into this, although everyone is not technically this, but everyone else, and this is the group that fortunately / unfortunately, is fans. I'm not going to quit making my music, and because of that, I do still have to interact with women, okay? And I still want to make friends with new women, and I still want, I need a fan base, both for my music and for my YouTube channel. And a lot of the reason that I'm doing this is because I need Facebook and all 600 or so of my friends in order to build the YouTube channel. So, I'm going to be posting some of these things. So there's a lot of posts that I'm not even putting on Facebook, but there's going to be posts you're going to see, MGTOW related posts that I'm going to put. And I'm asking all of you, even if you vaguely know me, can you please have the civility to not shit on me for doing this? Can you please not be that much of a woman / man or whatever to, if I have to respect the lesbian gay community, I have to respect feminism, I have to be a gentleman, I have to open doors, I have to do all these things society tells me. Can you at least be civil enough to respect my decision of doing this? I'm asking you all to please. Now, what is MGTOW? I've become MGTOW. I've taken the red pill. MGTOW philosophy is basically men are exasperated with trying to please women, with trying to survive next to women. We are losing the sexual race. Our suicide rate is off the charts. The amount of us that die on the job, the amount of us that our life expectancy is lower and it's plummeting. There are many millions more women that are now being educated, and men can't even afford to go to college anymore. We're not being educated as much. Our wages are going down. Everything. Our rights are in the toilet. We just don't have. We just on every side, men are being attacked, and we just don't feel like we have options. So MGTOW is men going their own way. Some of us are fighting back. Some of us are taking the fight to the government. Some of us are taking the fight to our minds. It's a philosophy. MGTOW is a philosophy. It's not a movement. I didn't sign up. I didn't pay any dues. It's just it's like Taoism. You either believe it or you don't. There's, it's Islam, Christianity. It's almost and I feel like I found religion in the last couple of days, and it feels very good to me that this has come along, because it's just a weight has been lifted off of me by accepting this, by taking the red pill. You start to see it's an analytical approach. It's not looking at women as sex objects anymore. It's even just taking your sex blinders off. Forget about sex. Look at how these women are acting. Look at what they're saying on Facebook and live in person. Listen to the shit that's coming out of their mouths. Watch the news. It's just open your eyes and you start looking through. I'm now finding I'm not cracking my head to look at a woman because I want to have sex with her. I'm cracking my head to look at a woman because I want to judge and look right through her and see if is that chick fucking, is she a man hater, is she a home wrecker, is she, I'm declassifying it now instead of desiring. I'm analyzing instead of objectifying. I don't know. I'm throwing around all this terminology. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. But all right. So MGTOW is basically men separating themselves, taking them out of this dangerous situation of being with women, of being around women, of building relationships with women. Because it's a lose-lose situation for us, we are taking ourselves out of that game. Okay? Now there are 5 levels of MGTOW, and I'm going to break it down. And a lot before I get into MGTOW, there's a lot of little pointers and tips and things that we can do as men to improve our lives. Okay? And if you think, and I saw some of the most hateful memes, some of the most hateful YouTube videos, some of the most hateful things being said by women are women under 21. That's the modern. There's been 3 waves of feminism. The first one was in the early 1900s when women fought for the right to vote, and to get rid of, then temperance, which is to get rid of alcohol. All right. Then it quieted down for a while. And then the second wave of feminism was in the 1960s, and that's when we got the modern feminist movement, and it's been going on ever since then. All right, but that was still to get women to vote and to get women in the workplace, and I don't know what the fuck was so horrible about staying home with your children, but anyway, that women wanted to work, and then they entered the workplace. Like basically, that was the level 2, the 60s. Now, ever since the 60s, it was almost like in the 60s, there was kind of a level play. There was kind of a reason for it. Like, there was still some valid reason. Women still needed some sort of rights. Like, now it's like women have rights. Like, you're just, I don't know what else like, except for putting all men in prison or in petri dishes, like, I don't know what's left. Like, we can't even look at you anymore. You know what I mean? What are you fighting for? But, like, they're recruiting young women, modern feminists, and it's no longer about, like, equal rights. It's about subjugation of the other sex and really just disrespect. So a lot of young girls are making anti-MGTOW videos, and they're like, it's a bunch of old creepy dudes that aren't getting laid. We want you to think that. Yes, keep thinking that. Keep thinking we're a bunch of douchebags who can't get pussy. It's not what it's about, and believe me, as a MGTOW, it's not like I'm voluntarily choosing to not want to have sex anymore. I still can be a MGTOW and go out and have sex. I've actually been doing all right lately, but I just don't want to be hurt anymore. So I realize I personally don't need sex anymore. So I can go that route. But there's a lot of younger guys who do. Men do need sex. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. And there's young guys out there that, what MGTOW advocates for. If you really want to boil it down and strip it down, technically, it is more respectful to feminism. Instead of building a relationship with a woman when a man needs sex, if you go to a sexual professional of some sort, a prostitute. Now, prostitution is illegal still, but they are out there. You can get them. Massage parlors, escorts. There's a million ways to get your rocks off where you can, how much, if you take a girl out on a date, you know what I mean? So you take her to dinner, take her out for a few drinks, if you pay for it all, it's could be $200 to $300 a night. I mean, how much is it? I don't know how much it costs to like go to see a hooker, but I went to a rub and tug a bunch of times when I was in my loveless fucking marriage with my wife, and I advocate. Look, if you're in a loveless marriage, if you're in an abusive relationship, if you're not getting any, and you can afford it, you should. You are actually supporting feminism. There's not one woman in the world right now, or one woman in America, who's a prostitute or a hooker or a massage parlor or whatever the fuck against their will. They say there is. They say there's sex trafficking, but I'm telling you, either way, they should make it, if it's not legal, somehow then make it legal so that men can do this. We're not allowed to look at you. We're not allowed to approach you. So, like, I don't know, like, there's MGTOW fighting for that. I recommend that. Rather than building a relationship and jeopardizing your future and thinking about marriage or childbirth, it is safer and more cost-effective. It's been proven. This is the type of thing MGTOW is doing. MGTOW is men sticking together as well. We're forming groups. I already have been given lists of, like, places where I can apply for jobs that are MGTOW friendly, that will, like, they'll look past, anything on my, like, things on my record and work with me as a man to try to get me a better job because they're sympathetic to what I'm going through. I can't even begin to tell you how fucked up it is trying to get an apartment. Like, have you ever, as a woman in your life, been told you can't live here because we don't hire women, we don't let women here? Be the fucking end of the world. Well, as a man, that's commonplace. We will not let you live here because you're a man, especially if you're a man with a roommate who's another man. You can't rent here. Like, now there's places that MGTOW have like lists of places where you can find MGTOW friendly landlords and places that will accept you as a man. There's slowly but surely there's MGTOW communities. There's I live in a YMCA. A YMCA was originally a place for young men to get off their feet, live together, bond, and get their shit together and improve their lives. That's what the YMCA originally was. It has now basically turned into like a fucking homeless shelter and a gym, but it used to be a place for men to get their shit together. Those type of environments are cropping up across America as we speak, and I can't tell you how beautiful that is. There's not one around here yet. I would like to help form one. If you're interested, if you're a man interested in forming a group, a home, a website, a page, anything with me, please do not hesitate to contact me. Anything at all that makes you think that you want to be part of this, do not hesitate. Contact me. Look up MGTOW, look up the Red Pill, look up the MRA, look up the MRW. They're all resources to help you. And I'm going to, in this video, tell you a few more pointers of things you can do to save yourself and protect yourself as a man in the modern work environment, in the modern educational field, like if you go to college or whatever, in schools, everything, on the sidewalks. Like, if you think this is a joke, the biggest MGTOW, the most high-profile MGTOW in the world is a guy named Michael Pence. He happens to be our vice president. He is MGTOW, okay? If you think this is a joke, if you think this is a bunch of fucking men that aren't bitching that they're not getting laid, you're crazy. But keep thinking that. We want you to think that. All right? That's exactly how we're going to smoke you. Mike Pence refuses. There's a new thing called the Pence rule. Our vice president refuses. And he legally has this option, and this is something that's happening at like common men still don't have this right yet. But on like Fortune 500 companies and big like high end million like people that are on top, men that are on top, are actually pulling this, getting away with doing this. They are calling it the Pence rule. You refuse. You tell your job that you feel as a man that it is unfair that any woman that you work with can falsely accuse you of sexual harassment or rape and destroy your career. So because of that, you require to be on, when you're in either complete separation from women at work, or you require to always have, like, you're never off camera. You never are truly alone with a member of the opposite sex. Pence is like that. He doesn't go to any functions without his wife present and cameras present if there are women there. He will not show up and not be filmed around other women, because if he gets in an environment where one of them is alone and they decide to cry rape or sexual harassment, he can't defend himself. So he always has proof. Beautiful. And that's another thing. I just gave a comment to the vice president of Donald Trump. Okay. I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton, not because I've been a Democrat my whole life, but men have no choice but to not vote Democrat, because the Democratic Party is basically the Femocrat Party. It's basically the feminist party right now. Bernie Sanders I want to vote for. I'm all about sharing the wealth. I'm all about socialism. I'm all about it, but I'm not going to vote for him because he's going to pander to feminism, not stop it, okay? So at this point, I might be switching to the Republican Party just to get my rights as a man. You know, if the Republicans, like, destroy the environment, fuck it. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do as a Republican. Fuck me over, to raise the taxes, whatever. But if you get me my kids back, I don't care who the fuck I got to vote for, so that I can be with my children again every day. I'll vote for fucking Satan himself if it brings my children back in my lap. You know what I'm saying? And if it makes me not have to pay child support and have to ever go to court again and have to ever go to domestic relations again, I'll vote for anyone. I'll go to anything to stop this shit in my fucking my life up. I will do. So I'm slowly becoming, like, I'm drifting away from the left, and I'm now in the middle, and who knows how far right this is going to take me. I'm afraid of it, but all right. So the Pence rule, you know, again, I really do feel like I'm making a choice for myself, and it's making me happy, you know. And it's not like it's making me happy that I'm sitting here, yeah, fuck these bitches, yeah, we're going to take over the world, man. It's not like that. It's just I feel like I'm making a conscientious choice to do the right thing and improve my life and actually respect the world around me. So there's 5 levels of MGTOW. I'm going to break this down for you. Now, the first level of MGTOW is called Purple Pill stage, okay? Purple Pill MGTOWs still believe that there is love out there. There is a possibility that you can have a fair and loving marriage and relationship with a woman. You can still be have babies, and it is possible to be a good father and have a fulfilling experience with it. and they still date, but purple pill still date, but they follow MGTOW philosophy. They're like the people that kind of just got their feet wet with MGTOW. Okay, like they're just coming into the game of like trying to get away from women, but they still want to believe in the impossibility of happiness through marriage in the modern world. Okay, that's level 1. Level 2, MGTOWs will date women, okay, but they won't marry them. They're not looking to make children. They're only having relationships with women so that they can continue their sex life, okay, and having sex. Now, this is also called the pickup artist stage. And I'm going to do another show on MGTOW and feminist, like the terminologies going on in the war on sexes and genders right now. And pickup artist is not just a player. There is an actual like scientific term of what pickup artists are. They're actually like guys that can't get laid, that use nothing but talent. They're like short guys and ugly guys and stuff like that. That like somehow con and used it. I've technically probably been a pickup artist my whole life. I'm not a good looking dude. I'm not athletic. I am an alpha male, but like I'm an ugly motherfucker, and I've had to use my talents, but to get women to pay attention. But that's worked out pretty well for me. But that's just me. Let's not get off track here. All right, so that's level 2. Level 3, and I think this is where I personally am at right now, is MGTOWs that do not date. There's no one-night stands. There's no unfamiliar women. Like, you can have women in your life. You can have friends. You can, like, have associations. There's just no hanky-panky. There's no afterthought of sex. There's no pickup lines. There's no, there may be flirtation, but it's just flirtation for being funny sake. It's not flirt. Like, when I flirt with a girl at this point, when I'm just trying to compliment her. When I'm like, there's some of you on Facebook that I'm still talking to, and you think that I'm hitting on you, and I'm just doing that to feel natural and to make you think highly of yourself, to make you feel like you're being complimented. I really don't want to get with anybody right now. I'm not trying to have sex. So level 3 is no unfamiliar women, and you can have friends, for economic purposes, for social purposes. You gotta do business with women and shit like that. That's fine, but then no relationships afterwards. You go home alone. The number 4 level of MGTOW is called ghost level. Okay, that is total rejection of women. You do not contact women. You get rid of all your female Facebook friends. You only deal with men, and the number 1 thing is you try to hide all evidence of what you do, how much money you make, where your money is. And by the way, I didn't mention, I told you I have a list of like places where they live, where MGTOWs live, and like MGTOW friendly landlords, MGTOW friendly jobs. They're also, another thing that we're working on is we're lobbying. The MGTOWs are lobbying. We're working with the MRA, the MRM. We're also, like, MGTOW is creating, it is legal within a closed group to create your own cryptocurrency within that group and use it inside that group. MGTOW has formed our own private group, and we are forming our own cryptocurrency. So that's right, there is going to be MGTOW money very, very soon. Like, I'm talking with it, like, by spring or summer, you can buy MGTOW cryptocurrency, and we're going to have our own money. So if you think this is a bunch of men just bitching, keep thinking that. Okay? I cannot wait for male cryptocurrency, because now we can pay each other, and the government don't have to be involved. Baby's mom don't got to know about it. If you work for a MGTOW or MGTOW works for you, you can pay them and do business with them without it being dipped into by any other factor. Ha ha. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Thank you, hashtag #MeToo movement. All right, so ghost. That's what ghost MGTOWs try to hide their money from both the government, and definitely, if you hide it from the government, then women can't find out. We don't want anything known about us, where we go. Ghost MGTOWs don't want to know, like, where they go, what they're interested in, what they do on the internet. They're trying to hide everything from women, so women do not have even information on them. Those are ghost MGTOWs. And then there's finally, level 5 is called monk mode. MGTOW is where you completely take yourself out of society and go out on the land, and because society contains women, and it's believed that civilization makes men into women and women into men, and I fucking believe that wholeheartedly. So to stay a real man, you have to live on the land. You have to fucking like fish and eat, or hunt to eat and shit. And like right now, the highest population of the country that has the most MGTOW, the highest MGTOW country in the world, is actually Japan, and they have a huge population of level 5 monk mid, like people who they're called grass eaters. They live like out what little wilderness is left in Japan. They live in like tents and like don't even talk to or go near or want anything whatsoever to do with women. So that's the highest level, okay? You know, and those are guys that like advocate for like having a doll and robots and shit like that. All right, it's getting to this level. I fucking shit you not. And again, it's not. This is a reaction. This isn't us, you know, wanting it this way. But it's all the only move. MGTOW is really the only thing we have left. The only possibility, the only logical, reasonable thing left for us to do. I think. You know, I mean, to separate yourself. So. And the red pill is when you become, when you choose to become MGTOW. Blue pill is choosing not to. You know what I mean? White knights, those are guys who like stick up for, and male feminists and shit like that. But this is something that we're doing on our own terms. I've done this, you know, I'm living life on my terms, and it makes me feel good about it. I am trying to improve myself. I am trying to respect women and respect women's rights and shit like that. So that is why I am doing this. Now, before I leave, I want to give one little health tip. Well, actually, two tips. I want y'all to be aware. Now, if you have teenage boys, all right, out there, make sure you understand what game shaming is. Young feminist girls, and there's feminists as old as 10 and 11 years old out there that are like fucking with men, okay? And they're being taught to do this, to edge, to push, to keep picking on, and to cause controversy, because if you do, you'll win as a girl. Like, if you can get a man to react, no matter what the reaction is, you can, like, make it go against him or whatever. So there's girls that are, like, there's online, everyone plays video games, and video games and like, comic books and shit like that, and Star Wars was once one of the last frontiers where a boy could be a boy and a man can be a man, and you can just be, you know, it's a safety zone. It's a place where you can be a man. In the world of video games, I mean, men are told we're useless and we have no purpose and all this negative shit about us all day long, whether you like it or not. It's true. So when we play video games and we zone out, I always hear girls like, "Why do you play video games all day?" Because it's the one last place where I can kick ass. I can kill stuff. I can make great achievements, and no one hassles me about it. It's just there, you know what I mean? No, video games don't hate on me. Video games don't make fun of me. Video games don't belittle me. But now, since there's online gaming, there's little girls going and trying, like, you find, here's what you do. You find 5 or 6 boys playing a game. You ask if you can get in, okay? Well, if they say no, well, then you can call them out and get them in trouble for discluding you and being disclusionary to you, even though that is still legal. But you can, like, still, like, talk shit on them. And you can, like, keep bugging and bothering and knocking and requesting until they let you in. Once they let you in the game, you talk shit and belittle them. I blew your head off. You're a little bitch. You're a pussy. You keep saying degrading shit to the men until they say something back to you. And if they say anything to you that has to do with a vagina, that is sexual harassment. So, like, these 13-year-old boys who are like, "Shut up, you're a cunt, get off," they're getting in trouble for sexual harassment because young girls are going online and, like, that's called game shaming. That's a thing now, okay? Beware of it, because you do not want your 13-year-old son to go through his life with a fucking sexual harassment charge that he didn't even really do anything wrong for. So make you aware that is out there right now. And also, one thing that I'm recommending, like, that all of us do, like, all right, that you don't have rights as a heterosexual male, especially as a heterosexual white male. You have virtually no rights in an office place or in a school or any formal place in society, really, in a courtroom. One thing that you can do, a new innovation that's coming out, when you go to your human resource department, especially if you just got hired or if you're going through the interview process or if you've been in a job for a long time, go to human resources and disclose to them, all heterosexual males, I recommend doing this. Go to human resources and disclose to them that you are homosexual. Tell your job that you are gay. I'm dead ass. Tell your job you are gay. If you can trick other women at your job into believing that you are homosexual, do it. If you can pull the charade off. If you can, as a heterosexual male, at your workplace, as long as you're not in there trying to fuck everyone, which is suicide in itself. I do not recommend using work as a gene pool for women, to get ass. You will get fired eventually, or you're putting yourself in great jeopardy. But one way to prevent yourself from things like this happening is declare your homosexuality. They cannot disprove you. They cannot say you're wrong. They cannot hate on you. You have a right to do it. You have a right to say it. All you have to do is say, I identify as that. I have my rights. You cannot take them away from me. Me, my feelings. That's what feminism is built on. It's not built on facts, logic, or rationality. It's built on feelings. So since human resource departments are built on femininity is built on feelings, use that. Use that as a weapon. It can't be used against you, and it can't be taken away from you, and you'll get protection that you wouldn't otherwise get if you declare your homosexuality. If you say I'm gay, that's just one more little form of protection you have in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean be gay. It just means use that. Since gay people get protection, gay men that are the same color, everything the same as you, just because they're gay, because they get protection that you don't as a heterosexual. So you might as well use it if you can. Use what you got to get what you want. Anyway, I want to thank y'all for listening. For all the fellas out there, for all the women who are sympathetic to this cause, we need you to help this revolution. We can't do it without you. To all the members of the lesbian, gay, and transgender community that are helping us, I want to thank you so much. Believe it or not, there is a lot of people, advocates for men's rights that are part of your community. And you don't have to hate us. We're not out to get you, and we're not trying to wipe you out. We respect you. Can you please respect us back and help us to get equal rights? We helped fight for you. Please help fight for us. And to all the men out there, for all you that feel alienated and disenfranchised by this world that hates on you, I want you to know something. I want you to look at me, okay? Especially you young boys out there, a lot of the young guys that I'm friends with. You do have value. You are important. You are special. You are a good person.